let me quickly explain the blockchain process. Okay, so let's assume this is the blockchain network. Okay, whenever you try to send a cryptocurrency, the blockchain network automatically receives it as a data, and automatically a block will be created by the blockchain network representing the data, which is the transaction you are trying to initiate. So this is the block that will be created, and once the block is created, the block will need to be confirmed by what is known as a node. So a node can be a group of computer in the blockchain network, a group of computer that validates transaction that goes on the network. So whenever the network receives a transaction, it stores it as a data in block format, then it sends the block automatically to the group of nodes in the network for verification. That's to confirm if the transaction is legit or fake. Okay, and if a single node rejects the transaction, every other node will reject the transaction. As you can see now, for instance, we have like 5 nodes here, 1 2 3 4 5. Imagine where 5 node is trying to confirm a single transaction. Do you think they will all make mistake? It will not be possible. And if a single node rejects this transaction and claims that this transaction is fake, each and every of these other node will reject the transaction. Automatically, the transaction that the blockchain network sent into the node will not go through. Okay, so as soon as the node now verifies that the transaction is legit, what it does is that it now sends it to the next stage where verification will be confirmed, where all of the node will now accept that the transaction or the data sent is legit. Okay, all of the node will now verify that the transaction is legit. So as soon as they verify that the transaction is legit, then the transaction will now be stored among other chains, will now be stored in the chain. Okay, if the transaction is approved, the new block is added to the chain permanently. Okay, then the network now stores the transaction permanently. All of the node will now send the data into the network in a block format for permanent storing. So every transaction that goes on in the blockchain network, the nodes have a record of it. Even if it's a transaction that has taken place for the past 10 years, 20 years, the node has a record of it. So you cannot bypass the node when making a transaction in the blockchain network.